but I just can't see you.
I might just have to
Caitlin,
switch my phone.
Caitlin's in here twice. I don't know why, but her feed is all. Caitlin, your feed is terrible, bro. Your feed's looking
Hold
like
on.
crap. Okay, we got people loading in already. Okay, I like this. We got my man in here too. Caitlin, you got crazy background noise, Caitlin. You might have to mute until you get that
Hold
together,
on.
lady.
Bro, you told me you
All
didn't have
right, hold
anybody
on.
on.
They just popped on, dude.
I'm about to light you up right now.
Are you really feeling that bad?
Bro, I've been just the cold sweat chills the last 4 days.
Oh, dude, that's so crappy. Yeah, that's never a good time. So I'm gonna bring this one over here,
Are you already
and
streaming?
yeah, we're streaming. We're there. So
Oh,
if we
we're
don't,
already okay.
we're gonna be crappy.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We appreciate you guys hopping on. Of course, you know who we are. We're back for the TCE Supercross live watch party. You got your boys, Mr. Jackson Eckstein, TMA's best, and Mr. Collective Experience himself, Dave Drakes. And I'm amped, dude. I'm amped for this one, the first Triple Crown. I'm excited. I'm stoked to have everybody in the chat. I'm stoked to give away some cool prizes. I watched Supercross race day live, and I'm excited to talk about the track, break it down with my boy Jackson, and hopefully not be on here too long because he's not feeling too good. I don't want to keep him. I'm already grateful for his presence, and I'm gonna owe him a big package after this. So I'll make
Tune
sure
in
that
live.
happens.
Watch a man die. Do you say big
that.
package?
Speaking of big pack, no, yeah, big packages, dude. That's what we're all about here, dude. Nothing but big packages, daddy. You know that. What's up, everybody? Shout out to Max himself. We got Bobby in here. Mike McSwain, what's up?
Shout
Appreciate
out
you
Bobby
guys.
Altoff. Get in here.
Bobby, appreciate you being here, dude. We got some really good racing coming up tonight. I'm super excited. I personally cannot wait. Like I said, watching race day live, the track looked freaking awesome. Jackson, we talk about this every week. I think we're going to be happy with this track. You and I are past a certain age, so we can remember when tracks were really cool and our
Dude,
make
rhythm lanes,
dude,
long rhythm
right?
lanes, and 180-degree corners.
And
Can't go wrong.
a very large layout. Love that. More than 9
layout.
whoops. Love that. Some pretty big hits, some either or section. So I'm pretty stoked. This is phenomenal for me. So as a fan of the sport, we are in for a treat. Obviously, we've got some really cool points chases. Dude, who would have thought? Ken Roxon, red plate holder. What would you have put him up in a percentage pie of chances to get a red plate at any point this season?
6.9%.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I was below 20 for sure. And to see that, it's actually really cool. I don't know if anyone else is feeling this, but I feel like we're getting a big resurgence of Suzuki love lately, which is pretty cool. So I'm stoked to get to see that. Caitlin Bertucci's on, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen her last week. If you're part of the Moto Academy, you would have seen her face here and there, but she's back. Her connection's dog shit, and her audio is even worse. So this is going to be epic. I can't wait to figure out what the heck. Her internet issues are going to give me a heartburn. So she better figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, you know why we're here. You know we have some great people supporting us and backing us. I would be remiss if I did not mention the great people over at FXR Moto, Flow Vision Goggles, EVS, Evans Power Coolant, Speed and Sport Adventure Tours, Phoenix Handlebars, Send It for Jesus, as well as the great people over at the Moto Academy. If you are not inside the Moto Academy, what are you doing? You get super huge savings on the Collective Experience programs. What are they, you might ask? Well, we have the best VIP program in the sport. We also have an internship program, which is second to none and gets you working with top teams. Over 80% of our interns have gone on to work in the industry, and all the proceeds that we raise go towards the privateers. So not only are you getting an amazing experience, we're also helping you help the sport as well, not just us lining our pockets. If it happens, cool, but we want to help the sport grow. Jackson, what's one thing you're looking forward to in the 250 class as the gates get ready to drop?
Starts. Quick motos. All right. Gates ready to drop. Here we go. It's going to be starter cross, and we're here for it.
I like that, dude. I'm hoping that Juju gets a good start and looks like he
Oh, and
has,
he
and
did.
he's powering. Dude, you sent me all of the drama from this week when him and Deegan were jaw jacking back and forth,
Dude.
and he said some pretty sus stuff, dude. Not only sus, but they're a little big in the britches. So, are you for it? Are you for the drama?
I'm here for all of it. All right. It's what every sport needs. All right. It's the only way to grow. Oh, and Juju's down just like that.
Oh,
Dude, he got his brown pants dirty. He took out Joe. Joe's not gonna be able to get himself up because he's got one hand. Dude,
dude.
I've never seen more guys collected in one corner. And just like that, Cole Davies. Dude, sleeper pick. I think Cole Davies is winning
Oh, forgot my
tonight.
picks again this weekend. Son of a.
Yeah, I haven't said it once.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
doing
I'm
it
done.
defiantly now.
I'm done, dude. I'm so sick of like getting my heart broken by my fantasy picks. It's not even funny. This is just absolute nightmare. Yeah, this sucks. I wanted to see Bolmare like come out and do some like pretty cool stuff and actually give Deegan a run for his money and have him back it up 2 weekends in a row. That would have been epic. However, you and me are Cole Davies fans. We like to see it. Young kid out front, making a name for himself. We also have grandpa of this class, as you like to say,
Yeah.
Jordan Smith. I like Jordan
AARP
Smith.
is in second place.
I like Jordan Smith because not only is he an FXR teammate of mine, I love the team, and I like that this guy is just super consistent every single time. Like he
You know what?
just rides super well and is chill, and I like him a lot.
So there's the crash. Just slick your first laps out on the main events of the night. This is what happens when you have a triple crown and every race is for points. You come out hot, you get the lead, you get jacked up, send it way high in that first corner. I would almost say unnecessarily high.
Yeah, and
just wash the front in that slick, shiny dirt.
And it wasn't like a super fast bowl or anything like that. Like they were really ripping in practice.
No.
I wonder why he thought he could hit it so freaking fast. But also, I know there's a lot of nerves, a lot of hype, whether they say it or not. I know he's pretty like amped to kind of stick it in Deegan's face, so they could have contributed to it a little bit. But dude, still, like I'm still pretty pumped to see my boy Smith up here battling with Cole Davies. Who's one person that you've liked over the past couple of weeks, Jackson, that kind of like stands out? I wouldn't say above the rest, but like makes you
Cody
feel...
Shock. Cody Shock
Same.
has been now. Yes, there is. Yeah. I would say this is one of the weaker 250 coast fields we've seen in a while, as far as just straight factory riders go. It's kind of crazy that there's only 2 Yamaha riders, 250 West. And one of them is a rookie, I feel like, because, they have 22, 23 riders total.
Yeah.
Are they just going to take up like 9 spots in the East?
I think
do they get their own heat race?
I think they just, they do. They have their own heat race, I think. And then guys, correct me in the chat if we're wrong, but I think they kind of do it like a top guys are like in qualifying, like a top 20 something. And then the rest just, you're in LCQ. So
yeah, the rest, it's kind of like it's like a strip. In hockey, we do a strip shootout sometimes, where it's like you do a shootout one by one. You'll take your shot on the goalie, and if you miss, you have to take off a piece of gear. And that's what they do at the Star facility. Is they do these shootouts to see who's racing that weekend. And every lap that you're not in first, you have to take a piece of gear off. And finish
suspect
up
stuff, because Cole Davies is definitely a young gun, but that's cool. And that's how they're going to play it. Shout out to Bobby Regan. Chris Hansen may be knocking on your door soon.
Oh no, it's Florida. It's dude, Florida.
So, yeah, it all flies.
America's Wang has its own rules. Let's talk Drew Adams though.
Thank you.
What a bummer.
What is the issue with PC guys? And maybe you can help us out, Caitlin. I think you're a little clearer now and your audio might be a little better, so I'll have you chime in too. And thank you for joining. We appreciate you. We love you. Yeah, Jackson, what what is the what's the issue with PC guys, dude? Like, they
I
cannot
don't know if
catch
you
a
saw,
break.
but your boy Big Donnie T is back in office,
Okay.
and day one he signed an executive order saying you cannot have your team called PC. And they said, you know what, we've been here a long time. We're going to keep the name. And he said, oh, okay, that's fine. And I mean, just like the same way that he gutted the air traffic controllers and planes just crash every day in the States now, we're just going to have PC riders just falling left and right. All right. Because that's you guys and your freedom. And you know what? I can't argue with it, but I can just point it out.
Dude, it's so wild. I forget which who it was, but I think it was the like Screw Vince Freezy or something on Instagram. They had the funniest back-to-back PC memes. Dude, it was like Mitch in a bathtub just with like tons of liquor flowing and and like just hilarious stuff, dude, going back and forth about just making fun of him. Dude, it sucks because like we saw it with Forkner. Even AC had his bouts with a bunch of injuries. Every year, dude, we see McAdoo hurt. We see like Marchbanks gets hurt. We have all these guys are just really like having a hard time. So I hope they can figure it out and like massage some results back because that used to be the Star Racing team. That used to be the prominent team. They never really made mistakes. So it's just
crazy
weird
how
to
they're
see.
still like, how many years has it been since they've been on top, and they still carry that reputation? Like, watch out for them this year, and it's like there's been nothing really to watch out for in a while, you know.
Yeah. It's crazy. Caitlin, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the PC crowd? What's it going to take for them to put it together? Can't hear you. Oh goodness.
Hold on. Do I have sound?
There we go.
Is that better? I
Better.
totally missed what you just said.
What is PC gonna? What is it gonna take for them to get back to like that top spot that they used to have like 15 years ago or 10 years ago, and they were like one of the top teams?
Honestly, Dave, I don't know.
Because it's like no matter who they sign, who has a good offseason, what their plans are, it's like they cannot catch a break. Like what are these people? What do they have to do? It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
I don't know. Screen their people better, I guess.
I don't know. It's a bummer for Drew Adams. I know like, everyone likes the kid. He's super quick, super fast, and he knows how to ride a motorcycle really, really well. Super young, but seemed like he had it together. And just to have this unfortunate thing happen, it sucks. What would be your breaking point, Jackson, if you were Mitch Payton and you were going through this? What would your next move be?
A nice bath by candlelight and a toaster, maybe. Dude, I don't know. Like, dude, it's brutal. I feel awful for Mitch. Everybody loves Mitch, but like, dude, at some point, like, it's. I mean, you'd think if anybody's gonna figure it out, he'll figure it out. But like, it just seems to be bad luck. Who's down? Who's down?
It's insane.
Oh, Mosman's
so,
star.
Forgive me if you guys already talked about this, but when did Prado get injured last week?
Second practice,
that?
Jackson.
Second practice, yeah.
He went.
Yeah, it was before
no more
qualifying.
him, which sucks because I was super stoked to see that. It's just. Mike McSwain in the chat says PC needs to stop hiring redheaded riders.
Honestly, yeah, like it worked for so long that I get trying to keep going back to that well, but like at some point you gotta switch up the formula.
Oh my gosh, it's absolutely insane. Shout out to Papa Ralph. We got him in the chat as well. Let's see. Shout out to again Bobby. Shout out to Max. We appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, this whole thing is absolutely insane to me that PC continues to have this bad luck. I think what they need to do is go the way of like grabbing people like Cody Schock, man. Like I say it all the time. Grab somebody who's kind of tenured in the sport already that has some gate drops under the belt.
They went and got Masterpool.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't equate him in that same pool of people like getting hurt all the time because he did deliver. Well, he did deliver, dude. He delivered already. He got a win outdoors. Like he's he went above, and he was only a fill-in. So I think he kind of
True.
like out,
And he's never
outkicked the
been a
coverage.
Supercross guy.
Exactly.
So
He
him
outkicked his coverage
getting
already.
hurt was, yeah.
100%. So yeah, it's a bummer. Getting back to this race, I love this track layout. Jackson, you and I, we do not claim ourselves to be professional in any stretch of the imagination. However, we know a good we know a good track when we see one. Unless Jadon's on. If he's on, dude, then I'm 100% pro because I could not have that guy beat me in anything. but I like this layout. I besides the fact that it's slick, of course, we have West Coast dirt. We know the high des stuff gets pretty slick when it's worn in. I love the fact that this stadium has such a big footprint. It's got really good lanes. You said it before we even went live. There's a ton of 180s. We got long rhythm sections. This is a track that I feel like as a fan, we would be excited to ride. Even if we're just rolling it, even if we're going single, and maybe like a double out, we're stoked to see it. What is your favorite element of this track so far, Caitlin? Walk me through like what you like and why.
So I haven't had a chance to I watched the live earlier, for race day. And honestly, to me, I don't know. I'm like, the layout of the track to me looks scary. It looks super tight, like tons of whoops. Everything the turns, there's a real sharp turn on the one side. But unfortunately, where I'm at right now, I can't stream and do this. So
what else are you doing right now? Are you in the garage?
I'm changing the oil on my bike and my car.
Oh my goodness. Too much going on.
Make sure you don't get mixed up how much goes in each one, because that could be an issue.
It could be, honestly.
Oil keeps spitting out of my exhaust.
milliliters in the Civic.
I pictured myself being able to do this a lot better until I got here.
Okay.
Dave, can we talk, number one, pro move from Beaumer for knowing he went down on the opening lap and proceeding to just jack up the rest of the entire field so he wouldn't have to come from dead last. Number two, Cole Davies, dude, Jordan Smith was in striking distance the entire main. And I don't think this is a case of Smith is there's 3 main events tonight, I don't need to win them all. He looked like he was trying. How impressive is that Cole Davies just held on for those, is it 8 minutes? 9 minutes?
It's
crazy.
Massive. And we're gonna sound like a broken record, and I'm sorry, but the kid just keeps delivering. And these are the type of rides that we talk about when we say this kid looks so mature. And in the way that he rides, his racecraft is great, his stamina is good, he doesn't fade, he doesn't put a toe out of line. Like Beaumer, we saw him rush the corner. Yeah, we expect it from young guys, maybe not Beaumer that caliber. We're a little bit of a surprise because he's been so good, but young guys, they get a little ahead of themselves, a little hesitant. I don't see that out of Cole Davies. He looks like, I keep saying, he looks like a 10-year 450 rider in the way that he approaches his track. He lets the race kind of unfold. He's aggressive when he needs to be. He has a really, really strong top 3 pace and doesn't let anything kind of get to him. I really love that aspect, and it makes for a really great racer. And it's some consistency that we don't really see in the 250 class. So it's exciting for me to watch. I don't know what more you can say about the kid. However, I would have loved to have seen Smith push a little bit. And I agree with you, Jackson. I don't think he was letting the kid have his way and stuff like that. I think he was literally pushing. And there we go. We got her. We got my homegirl back. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen her
technical difficulties over here. I'm using my Osmo Action 5 for this.
Okay. Not my favorite,
but different things.
It's solid. You guys have seen her in our marketing. You guys have seen her. I think we've been to a couple races together, Hunter. And if you follow me on a ride day, it's either her or Manny that are there. You know her, you love her. It's Hunter Garcia. What's up, Hunter?
Hey guys, sorry I'm fashionably late, but thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate it. Hunter, we've done this a couple times together, and you know that I love me some good old-fashioned Supercross and an old school style track. Walk us through what is one feature of a really good Supercross track that you like? Because me and Jackson have been talking about it all last couple of weeks since A1, and we've kind of brought it up. I want to hear from our new guests, what's a Supercross track feature that you like, and why is it so sick in terms of making a cool track?
So if I was gonna write it, or for the writers?
Both.
So for me, I want it to be very technical because these
Mm-hmm.
guys are pros. They know what they're doing. So I want it to be challenging. Like for me, obviously, you know, my guy Jet is my favorite, but he trips up. Like
Yeah.
today,
We
this
got
track
we
is
got to talk about that.
it's a little bit more slippery today, and he
Yeah.
tends to slip up when it comes to a technical track like this. So
Yeah.
I kind of like when it's a little bit more rutted, a little bit more wet, a little bit more difficult for them to, you know, it needs to be challenging for them. So something like that, because I love the big jumps, the whoops, and how
Mhm.
they sometimes can quad out of jumps are obviously amazing, but I want it to be something technical and hard for them
Mhm.
to. I want to see them kind of try, you know. So that's
Yeah.
I guess that's something I'm looking forward to when it comes to a track.
I like that you mentioned the technicality and like the dirt difference here because we saw Balmer just went down. It got a little slick, front end push. Hunter, you know what that feels like. That sucks.
Yeah,
And yeah, that
not
adds it's not fun. And that adds another element to this race where like that is another technical aspect. You can't get on the gas as hard as you want to. So I'm pretty stoked about the way that I guess the racing's turned out so far, especially in qualifying.
yeah.
Jackson, who else in the 250 class kind of makes you like kind of raise an eyebrow, either good or bad? I know we like Davies. We like we talked about the consistency and the podiums from Smith. We like Cody Shock. Is there anybody else that makes you go like, either they're not performing or hey, this guy's overperforming?
I thought Mosman would do better moving over to Star. I feel like his issues have been kind of the same for a long time, and it's more technique based. I'd say one thing I'm really happy with, just they're playing Juju's highlight right now of his crash. I'm very happy that he put white boots on with that kit because he was running those A-Star collab boots today.
It did
and
not.
I love that kit. I love that kit.
Same,
That's the Kalana Humphreys signature One Industries kit. You can't buy it. I talked to Na about that. Why is it a thing? And it goes back to when they were starting State of Ethos. They were trying to like come out with kits that you could buy a set of pants and 3 jerseys and not have to wear a matching set of pants and jerseys all the time.
Yeah.
You know, just give you more that like closet feel. It's like I could rock these with this because that's what every other gear brand kind of does. So I'm glad he's running that. But like, dude, the boots today were brutal. So I'm glad he's running his white boots. Anyway, off my fashion shit. Yeah,
dude.
I think
we can sit there for a minute because you brought up a good point. When you start mixing and matching the collab from last week, dope shit, right? We liked it. And then you get to the Kalana kit, we like that by itself. But when you mix and match them, not a good look. Hunter, you're sponsored by Alpine Stars. You get all the cool like free stuff. It's a cardinal sin when you start mixing and matching certain kits. Am I right?
Well, so technically I'm not sponsored by them, but they just hook me up whenever I decide that I want gear. I'm like, hey, I want this. And they're like, okay. So I guess that's not really a sponsorship, but I really like that I'm not sponsored by them because I like to mix and match. I like to wear different gear. So I feel like I'm not sinning if I want to put on something else. You know what I mean? So like but I get what you mean. If you are stuck with something, you obviously want to. You feel like I need to stick with this team or this set and whatever it is. You have to stick with that. You know. So
we got to get you an FXR contract though. I'm sick of pulling up to the track and
I like FXR, but that's not
all of your friends are all in one gear, and you just got to show up as the outlier.
Dave, if they all tried to jump off a bridge, would she follow? Excuse me, Dave. Excuse me, Dave.
You're right.
What is wrong?
I'm just bitter. I want my friends all to be an FXR, so I want the best for her. That's what I'm saying.
They actually have come far, and I really like their gear. I like how the material is, but just A-Star, I just can't like. They're up there with that. I don't know. I really, it's hard for me to choose. So,
FXR is great, and what's great about it is you can also go hunting because it's all high vis. You can see every gear set from 4-5 miles away. It's fantastic. It's very safe.
Yeah,
I like that. Sorry, I just wanted to like talk about that because it really burned me when he was on track walk and he had those like last weekend's gear, and of course Jackson's the only person that noticed that, but it really made me angry. So I just wanted to touch on that. But sorry,
Jackson knows where it's at. Yeah, so
dude, Jackson knows.
FXR,
he's not.
I don't know.
I'll change his mind. I'll give him a
Dave,
back rub and
I was
whisper
there.
in his ear. And
I helped Dave kind of photo shoot. He was stress testing their new maternity wear.
Here we go.
So that
dude.
was
Here we go.
I appreciate their product. They make a real sturdy set of pants.
Really good stitching. Really good stitching.
That's really good. I'll give him that. I do think that they make pretty good durable gear. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever ripped their pants, with FXR. So
yeah.
No, let me tell you, if there was ever a day that those pants were gonna let go, it was a sunny day in Arizona, and they did not.
Good God.
That's okay.
Hunter's seen me have to stuff the thighs inside of some gear, so I appreciate the love. But sorry, what were you saying? What were you saying before I interrupted you, Jackson?
Oh, me or Jackson?
No.
Jackson. Yeah, I went into a whole tangent on like crossing over with different kits and stuff.
No, I feel like Mosman should be up there more, but that's about it. I think it's more a technique problem than a bike or opportunity. I think he's just not putting together yet. But who knows? Another year, we'll see how he does this summer. And he's definitely in the best spot to get up to pace. But I thought he'd make more of a splash moving over there. I mean, looking at who's there, it should not be Cole Davies running first or side by side with Deegan every one of these mains. It shouldn't be the rookie. It should be the guy who's been in the class for a while. And that's no slight to Davies, obviously, but just I thought Mosman would be doing better.
No, I definitely agree. I'm really bummed that like we didn't have more riders on the West Coast side, because having like a Faulkner over here, having Kitchen, somebody like just to add in a bit more of like jockeying, because really there's only two people who are putting a threat to just the Deegan war, not even really like maybe obviously one guy's results wise, but it would have been really cool to see the same parity in this coast that we see in the 450s. I don't know if that's asking too much, but it is what it is. No, I'm excited to see, like, hopefully we get good battles for the next two 250s. I want to see Deegan have to like really work to get in front of these guys, So
all right, Dave, what's your pick for 450s tonight?
450. I'm gonna say I really like Roxon for Triple Crowns. I think he's gonna get the overall. Is he gonna win every single one? No. But I do think the guys are gonna have a hard time with like what Hunter said, this track being really slick. It's gonna add another very big variable, another technicality to it. I want to say JA because I like the way that he rides when it's slick. And I think Hunter probably. Those are my top three.
Really, Hunter? I think Tomac's got it. The lanes are too long that he's just got room to run, and especially that big long sand corner. I think he's gonna put on another clinic around the outside on that one.
Okay.
I think Roxon will be there every moto because he's such a good starter and he's just been consistently up in that top 5 every week. So I can see him maybe not even getting more than a third, but being there at the podium at the end of the night just for having good scores. And then for Jet and Chase, it's just going to be about mitigating mistakes. So I think between them two, whoever can just keep the rubber side down and get consistent starts, that'll be the third spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caitlin?
Who do you think, Caitlin? Who's your pick?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Chase Sexton was doing really good during the practice earlier, so I'll be interested to see him and Jet kind of battle it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody keeps saying Sexton, and like they hate having to say that. They don't want to see him win, but I think we're gonna see how he does. Like compared, because I know Jet just slips up sometimes, and that's a fun battle between the two. So yeah, we'll see. I'm still saying Jet. Jet's my number one. So we're gonna see how he does it this time around.
I will say 2 years ago when me and Jackson were in where were we, Jackson? MetLife, watching Jet ride through the pits and having girls scream for him, made me viscerally angry. Like watching these girls like scream and like these little like bikini bottoms and stuff and like running around the pits with it. Dude, I was like,
yeah, and this was in Jersey,
bro,
so it was not a good.
Thank you. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was not
not your best talent, but
yeah.
but dude, it was. You know, not like us Texas girls, but dude, I'm telling you, it like made me so angry. I was like, God, dude, like I would never be able to have that, like, you know, but it's what it is. We got the 450 gate. Yeah, and I bet you Hunter was one of the girls screaming for Jet. So
definitely, I'll always be his #1 fan. You know.
Yeah.
I just think he's come so far, and he's just so good. It's just how can you not love him? You know, he's just so good out there.
Dude,
so.
Hey, Jackson, he's Jackson's boy, man. If you want the end, Jackson's got it for you. He spent a lot of time at the dog pound. So
yeah.
Dude, Webb just walking away right now.
Just gonna say shout out to Webb on that Blue Crew bike because he's looking comfortable and he's stretching it out a little bit on Hunter. So look at that. We got Malcolm in third. We got Jet in fourth. Roxon a little farther back, but where's Tomac? Dude, why? How are his starts this bad? This is 2 in a row now. What is happening?
Yeah, it's tough.
What do you think the problem with his starts are?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because like last week you could see the actual burnout mark that he made because he was the first gate on the outside of the over-under of like the tunnel jump. Mm-hmm. And you could see the rear end, the track that it made, that he went and he broke traction immediately and slid, and that's why he got such a bad start. So it'd be interesting to see if he had a similar issue again. Dude, I mean, oh man, Jet's just moving.
He really is. Did you see Malcolm hit that section, like jump the start straight and get up next to Jet? If he can pull that out and actually get his corners linked, Malcolm may be a little bit of a threat. Hey,
he always is in the beginning, and then he just dies off at the end every time.
Yeah, Malcolm just likes to take a break, though. You know, like he'll get to like lap 7, and he'll just be like, "I'm just gonna take a break for a lap," and then he'll take a break, and then that's about it.
I don't know.
I wonder like what that is. Is it a bike issue? Do you think he's like not comfortable?
It has to be because they train every day, right? They train and he's ready. He has the endurance for it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just I don't know, dude. One thing that like makes me uncomfortable to watch is like these singles to flat. Can you imagine?
Yeah, right there.
Forget the finish line jump after it. Forget the finish line jump after it. Imagine jumping a Supercross bike, just a 5-foot single, jumping it like 45 feet to flat. How awful of an experience would that be?
Dude,
are they supposed to jump over that? Like, are they trying to push them to jump over that? Because like where Jet landed a minute ago, that's a hard landing. That's like
for sure. I mean, they're singles. Like they're supposed to be. I mean, you can jump as far as I guess you need to, but I think they're kind of pushing the limits of how far you can jump. But to Jackson's point, those bikes aren't fun to jump, man. Those things would be so freaking stiff. It'd be like jumping out of like a 2nd-story window or something, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be too inclined to.
I would like to get on one. I would like to just get on one of their bikes and just try and see what it feels like. I honestly like a stock stiff bike compared to a softer suspension. I don't know. I like jumping, but I
agree. But it's a whole other world. I got to like play around on AJ's bike when it still had Supercross suspension on it, and like it is not fun. It is you feel like
would it pogo you off? That's how stiff. It's just like
no, like you don't even make an impression. Like you don't even ride hard enough to do anything. Like it feels like the bike's gonna skate out away from you all the time because it's like you're not getting into even the top bit of the stroke. It's crazy.
Now how the heck are they riding it? I don't know. Like they practice it, get used to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that just tells you how steep and how fast they're going, that the G-outs are that hard in between obstacles that they do use all of the stroke. And like think about like on-offs and stuff, like jumping 50 feet to flat and having to immediately like bounce
off
over a single to like get off of it. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Dude, the first time I saw an on-off in person was at the dog pound, and it was at their top track, and it was Jet was quadding in to the second on-off, and I didn't realize that on-offs they're literally a bike length. Like, I don't know what it is about TV cameras that make it look like they're quite a bit bigger, so they land and like can like have time to like load and jump off. But they're literally like the length of a bike. So you have to be precise. But also, there's no lip on the end of them. Like, they're just an up, flat table and then down. There's nothing to pop off of. So the only pop you're getting is like landing hard enough to like be able to like get back on the throttle and unload the chassis and suspension to like pop again. But like, think about just how terrifying that would be to miss time or to hang a wheel or like, dude, it's insane.
They can't mess up, and they don't mess up because they got to be very precise with what they do.
Yeah,
but it does look like every time that they're hitting that flat, like you're talking about, I didn't notice it until now, but it does look like it hurts. Like, that's right in your back. You feel that,
Yeah, and look at their travel. Like, they don't like use up the full travel either. Like, there's still some more give to that. So
yeah,
it's absolutely insane. Definitely not the Caitlin Vitucci setup, because her bike, you would blow out your wrist, your Achilles, your back. You
definitely have like 2 broken ankles.
Definitely. Jackson, talk to us a little bit more about what it was like at the dog pound, because I don't think you like went on air talking about your experiences there.
The one thing that I took away from it, because like I was so green to like working, quote unquote, in the industry, and like I was very like, just bright-eyed and full of wonder, looking and talking to everybody and looking at everything. But like, it's so cool that it was like everybody else, it was like, this is their work. Like, I think we kind of view it like when they're at their training facilities, when they're there, it's like that's their gym, like they're working out to prepare, and they are, but like that is the day job. Like the training facility, the practice tracks, the compounds, that is the like clock in, do your motos, try to figure stuff out, clock out. It was also cool just how tight-lipped that you find out the industry really is, and how much people outside of the industry, like your common, loud vocal fans on Vital and on Twitter, literally have no idea about anything that's going on in the sport. Like, you see rumors and stuff pop up, and like I remember, because it was after I went, there was something about like, oh, Jet's trying his 450 right now. He's riding outdoors. He hates the bike, this and that. It came out like right after I was there. Jet wasn't even riding his 450. They had this like kid, this MXGP kid that was a factory Honda kid that got hurt. So they sent him to the dog pound to go train outdoors as he like nursed himself back to health. And he was the one who had like, they just gave him like Jet's quote unquote factory Honda that was sitting in the shop, and he's the one who had it torn apart. And this kid was like 5'6" and like maybe 130 pounds, so they had to change everything on the bike. And I remember going home and reading this story about like Jet hates the 450, had to change everything on it, and it's like he's not even like, it just showed that like, and everybody like grabs these like little nuggets of information that they try to like sleuth out and find and spread them across the internet, and that just becomes the narrative. And you wonder why like all of these guys not hate, but it's just like, it's exhausting talking to fans, media, about these things, because it's like they're so far off. And I mean, hey, maybe that's also on them, that it's like, well, if you were open and honest about what's going on, but there's still that old soul part of the sport that's just like, we don't tell anybody what is going on ever, But that was the biggest thing that I took away from that, was just like, dude, people that think that they know what's going on in the sport, are the people that have no idea what's going on.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that before. Like I totally, because we haven't been around that, so we had no idea. So that's like news to us. But that's crazy. It's kind of like the news, right? They kind of get one word twisted up. You have no idea. So I think people will know, like you and other writers that are in that industry, y'all kind of already know, like whatever's coming out, that's not true. We know the truth, so let them just say what they want just to get riled up. Like I think you don't. You're just like whatever. It's for fun. So
Oh, dude.
maybe it's just trying to get people in there.
Oh, Sexton just jumped
I'm,
so far.
I'm gonna jump off, you guys. My phone's about to die. I want to thank you for letting me join. Nice
Thank you,
see
Caitlin. Everyone,
we'll see you in the app.
We're gonna tag Caitlin below.
Nice you guys.
Later, Caitlin.
Bye.
Dude, Sexton just jumped that single before the finish line, almost into the face of the finish line. In freaking insane. Dude was sending it to try to get around Kenny.
Dude, there's such a minimal margin of error because, like, if you land right in the pocket of the bottom of the jump, your suspension has time to unload at the top of the jump. But like, if you land too far away, there's like a danger zone there where, like, if you land and then the suspension unloads and then you have to like immediately jump into the face of it. If your suspension is unloading as you're hitting the bottom of the face of the jump, that's how you get, like, Chad Reed's catapult.
Yep.
That's what that was, is the suspension unloads at the bottom of the jump. So then when you hit the top, you're just sent flying. So like, dude, shout out to him for making that look smooth. But that is,
they're making it look
crazy.
fun. It actually looks like a really fun track, but there's no way I'd be writing that. But they make it look like it's just so easy and it flows so good. Like, how do they do that?
I think that's how we all feel. It's like, this place looks like a lot of fun when you watch like your heroes do it, but then when you try to hop on, you're like, there is no way I'm doing this.
It's not the same,
Oh my gosh, I couldn't.
Dude, we've got some serious parity with the. I'm seeing other people kind of move through the pack, but is there maybe a passing problem about this track, Dave? Like with such long rhythm lanes,
so
and not too many corners.
I was going to ask you, do you think this track is like a horsepower game where everyone just has so much power in their bike that like it's almost like an equal match, like, because there is a fine line because it is slick, but I mean, if everyone's kind of doing the same rhythms and the same style and hitting the same kind of lines, is it just a horsepower game, which they all have plenty of, it makes you kind of think.
Yeah,
they have like a lot of rhythm sections, so it's kind of just, it's like, timing with the rhythm section, because they don't have a lot of time in the corners to catch up. It's just real quick, and then it's rhythm section. So
and the sport is so like kind of analytics to death that there is, everybody after first practice knows the best way to go through them.
Yeah, they find the best lines to see what everybody else is taking or what they feel comfortable with, I guess.
I would love to see a back-to-back of like if jumping all of these singles to flat really is worth the added effort and like the jarring landing. If you actually do save like a couple seconds or half a second, like what's the benefit, because it looks gnarly to me. Like what Sexton did, dude, that is, you're threading the needle,
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like if this was a 20-minute main, do they do that the whole main event? Because like these are the shorter burst races. Maybe they know it's like, I'm only doing it this many times, which I know over the course of the night, it's probably as many or more laps, but like you get that, and there it is. You get that recovery time in between, but
he's going to get it. Don't worry.
Okay. There we go.
Not close enough, but
yeah, dude, I feel like with
he would just get it real quick right there. He was right there.
How few corners there are. I just think this is going to be just a mistake game at the front,
Yeah. So do you think there's going to be so few mistakes that it is going to be just like taking a step further? Would this just be whoever gets like the starts? Like that's where you guys are kind of like end up for the race? Would you go as that far as
Yeah,
saying
I
that?
feel like with Triple Crowns, that's usually how it goes. Also, they gotta award some points for Triple Crown wins, for each individual moto. Like, it's lame. I feel bad for Cole Davies that like he just got his first main event win, but it's not a main event. Like, he has to do all three and finish at the top. Like, there should be some. You should get awarded. Like in F1, they started doing the sprint series where Saturday, instead of qualifying, they do a short race and it awards some points in the top 10 or top 5. And it's not many, but like, there should be even if it's 3-2-1 championship points for the top 3. I think that would be worthwhile.
Definitely agree. Yeah, that'd be kind of, I'd be stoked if I were Davies, but also like you said, yeah, I would be like, oh dude, now for me to actually win and hold the trophy, I got to do this 2 more times. Like, God dang, this is, it's a lot, man. Yeah, I could definitely feel that. Yeah, it would be a lot. Hunter, we haven't seen you on here in a little bit. Yeah. Obviously, you've got your hordes of adoring fans that love to see you pop on and off. Like, what have you been up to lately? What do you got coming up in the future? Like, bring us into the world of Hunter Garcia.
Yeah, so this year, I said last year, like I was gonna get my wides or I definitely am gonna get a 250. I just don't know if I want to get like a 2-stroke. I don't know if I want to get a Ducati. I don't know if I want to get the new Triumph. I don't know, but I know I want a 250. So I guess my plan is going to be, I want to start racing this year for fun, just for fun. They had the winter series at Billadilla, and I had just moved back to the country. I was living in the country, and I was an hour from Billadilla, and that was such a fun track. I got to basically get that really cool experience anytime that I wanted, because I was so close there. But now that I moved back to the Woodlands, I'm back over here. I'm just going back to Three Palms a lot, so not really riding as much, I guess, because I don't know. I think I've just been working a lot and trying to ride more, but this year I want to really get back on it,
Yeah.
So yeah, just want to start riding more back in the Woodlands. We got more tracks here. I'm not just, what is it? Not secluded, but I only have like so many tracks out there that I could go ride in the country. An open range, it's fun, but we have like Rio and Three Palms, and I can go to Ultimate, all these fun tracks. So yeah, I just want to get back out to get to riding again. And I'm sure you do too. So you just had your baby, and so I'm sure you're finally feeling better with your knee, right?
Achilles, yeah. Were you there when I did this?
No, you told me about it. Remember we were like,
Murphy. Yeah. This was at Murphy. So I told you it's either you are there or Manny's there or together. Like, I have very rarely do I ever ride where you're not there or Manny's not there. But yeah, I hear you. Like, the tracks down by you are awesome, and I shouldn't say like I'm super far. I'm only 2 hours right from you to 15 or something.
But you have some fun tracks by you too. So you have your main track, like your local track.
Yeah, exactly. They're not too bad. But yeah, just like you, and I think we mentioned this last year, is I want to hop into some races this year. My goal is 7, so that's what I want to start working back up to and getting out there. When it comes to deciding between different 250s, what is some things that you're looking for? Because I know it's like people are going to start giving you like input here or there. Like, I think the Triumph's cool. I see a lot of people gravitating towards that bike. Like, what are you looking for in a bike? Like, where are you kind of leading more towards?
Yeah. I like a slimmer bike. So like the new Yamahas, the newer ones are just as great as like the new KTMs or the Huskies. They have a really slim build. I really like that. So there's not too much difference. The only difference would be like the KTM and Husky is going to be more expensive parts, harder to find. And then it's bad because I do get input from everybody else. So it's like, just let me figure it out what I want to do. But I get all these people telling me, and I'm like, but I do want to hear what they have to say, because, everybody's in this industry. They know what's going on. They know a little bit, maybe more than I know. They were telling me with the new Triumph, I think, is it Italian made or what is it?
It's English.
Okay, English. But they're still working out the kinks with that bike. So it's like, yes, I want this bike. I just don't know. Let's watch it. Let's see people race it. Let's see how it performs.
Yeah. Do you want to be the test subject?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's a beautiful bike. Obviously, I like the black bike.
Yep.
Anybody can get plastics, but if it comes to performance, I've always been a Yamaha girl. So I don't know. It's going to be really hard, but I'm just getting my buddies like, let me borrow your bikes when y'all get them and let me check them out. So I don't know.
You
It's
know,
gonna be a hard one. I don't know.
I'm excited to see what you end up picking. Jackson is a diehard Yamaha guy. However, I personally, seeing him ride, I personally think he would be a monster on that new Honda 250. Like Jackson's got really good technique and like he rides like pretty solidly. I think Jackson on that new Honda would be, but I also know my boy likes Yamaha, so I don't want to, I don't want to sway too far.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because it's like that's like going against like the same way that your dad would talk to you if you told him your true feelings about the same sex would be if I rolled up with a Honda, like my dad might just not talk to me again. Like it's that ingrained that it's like since I was a child, it's like we ride blue and we wear Thor and that's it. And I've like gone away from Thor a bit and he didn't even like that. So dude, if I pulled up with a red bike, it's true though, but I will say like that new generation Yamaha, the 24 and 25 250F, I love that bike. Like it is a freewheeling, like, so it feels like autopilot. Like it feels like you just have to worry about yourself. Like the bike takes care of the rest. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, excuse me, with my feet, my hands, it's just like the bike's like, we got the rest covered.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I like that. Hopefully my dad's not watching. It'll be an awkward conversation. But dude, honestly, I personally, I love the Triumph. So I'm hearing such good things about power delivery. The look is cool, like you mentioned, Hunter. And like I like the bike a lot. But you're gonna laugh at me. The deals that you get on these Suzukis now are so stupid. And really, like, am I going to be any faster than I would be on a Suzuki? Dude, I'm not Sexton. I'm not, as much as like the amount that I ride and stuff like that. And from what my goals are for this year, I'm like, man, if somebody approaches me and they're like, hey, I got this RMZ 450, 2024 or a leftover, something brand new, under $6,000, I'm like, I have to pull the trigger. That's a really good deal for 450.
I don't think so. I still don't think so. I still don't.
Really?
So.
Okay. Explain to me why. Why?
For it to be under. I don't know. It's just the whole. I don't know. They just started bringing it back out here, so I guess maybe they had more time to work out what they think. Maybe they're getting ideas from other manufacturers. Maybe we'll see, but you don't even know what they've done to it. I guess you're gonna have to find out. You'll be the first tester on this bike too, because they really haven't changed it since then. It's like the newer model, so I guess we'll see. I don't know. It's probably very similar to the Triumph because like it's a newer bike that's out there. We don't know what they've done to it. Let's just see how it handles. So I just think like you're stuck with what you like. I like Yamaha. Stick with Yamaha. Jackson feels the same way. So like I don't know.
It really comes down to like, because Dave, that's the one thing is like you get a deal on it, but you might be putting in that difference in money immediately in suspension, in anything, because like I know that is one big knock on the stock Suzukis is the suspension is not great, and I know that because I tried driver Jamie's when he first got it, his 450.
But the new one,
and like, dude, Yamaha, and I mean, I feel like most manufacturers, but especially like, dude, Yamaha stock 250 and 450. I mean, they always have had the best, like that KYB suspension, is the industry leader in just stock setup.
It's the best bike out of all of them. It is. That's
and the power, I mean, the people that do things to the power is because they like it in different places, but no one needs more than what they have stock.
Yeah, no, for sure. And my thing is, I always throw, like, every time I buy a new bike, I'm like, well, whatever it says the ticket price is, add $1,000 on top of it, because I'm going to send my suspension out the second it gets home anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I always tell myself, it's like, I expect to do that on any bike I get, because any stock suspension is not going to be great for me. Like super heavy.
But Dave, like that's,
and like I'm just so fast, that like
Oh, fast. You added a letter.
Yeah,
in
whoa,
there. See,
okay.
I would say that. Listen, this is more of a you like if.
And I hear you giggling, Hunter. You're not even sticking up for me. You know,
well, I'm
if
waiting,
you are
waiting to hear what he has
constantly
to say, but I
like,
have stuff to say.
all
as
of
well.
these bikes are too soft, dude. Listen, these are machines made in Japan by tested and tried out by riders no bigger than your left thigh. All right.
Okay.
If you expect to roll one out of the shop, throw it in your truck, and have it work right for Dave,
no go.
Come on,
Yeah,
keep
Dave,
dreaming.
If you want a better deal, don't worry, I'll got you. I'm gonna go. I have my buddies who can get you a couple grand off, and we can get you a good deal. If you're really worried about the money aspect of it, let me get you a good bike for a good deal, but you're not getting an RM.
Yeah, and she's talking about Ozempic. She's not talking about a bike. She's talking about some shots to the ass.
No.
All right?
Dude, we're losing it. We're losing.
No,
he's on me, Hunter, because I gained a little weight now because I couldn't walk, so I was on the couch just eating.
I think you look great.
So
I can't tell.
She has to say that. She has to say that. But thank you. I appreciate it, Hunter. But but next time Jackson sees me, I will be 40 pounds lighter than when he saw me in Arizona. Without a doubt.
Because you're going to be hiding.
I'm gonna have a cardboard cutout. I just have everyone like take pictures with the cardboard cutout. Yeah, so we're gonna make that happen.
I think he looks great, but I think it's like he just had a baby. You gave him a break. He's trying to, like
right. Thank you.
What it is, I don't.
And we're on the outlier.
What are you saying?
We're on the outlier fitness program. Shout out Coach Evan. So, dude, we're seeing results already. So.
Yeah,
we'll make it happen.
I've worked with him before, and he's great. So yeah,
he's the man.
Gonna do wonders.
So we're gonna make it happen. But no, I don't know. Like I was gonna pick up a Husky a couple weeks ago, but like Honda Houston had FC 450s leftovers for like 5,800, and you can't turn that deal down. So I was gonna go pick up one, but they sold out. So we'll see if it's a good deal that pops up where I can get a brand new bike for around $6. Like.
Well, I'll tell you, I have guys at Cowboy Motorsports, or Power Sports, Cowboy Power Sports, and that's like, I forget where that's at, but I should know. But then I have a Cycle Shack over here, and then I have some like TJ Cycles in Austin. You should know those guys. So I feel like
I know TJ's, yeah. Yeah, so I went in there.
Pretty good shops.
Not that we're not paid by TJ's at all, but Hunt, that was the first time I went to a dealership and I was legitimately amazed, since I haven't had that feeling since I was a little kid.
They have everything.
Like walking in, they literally, their showroom for like just boots, the whole aisle was, I'm like, no, most people don't even have these colors or anything. Their gear selection.
Helmets, they got boots, they got bikes, they have everything. It's a really cool shop.
It was incredible. Yeah. So that was super cool. I spent 3 hours there. I talked to the guy about picking up some Tech 10.
I would too. I'd be like, I'm going to stay here all day.
Yeah. I ended up walking out with CDs. Like he walked me. The dude got down on his hands and knees, put the boots on, strapped me up, shut up, had me talk to me about the material. So I was like, man, the customer service here is great.
You shined him too.
Yeah.
While you're walking around, been here for
like,
3
I'm
hours.
Definitely coming back, dude. Like, man, you're buying a lot of bikes. Like, yeah, dude, I don't know. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I want to help out the industry. Don't worry about it. But no, they were super great. Like, they were awesome. So I walked over there with like brand new boots, and I might go back and pick up a bike. We'll see. But
yes, they know better than to let you leave with a Suzuki. Then, so at least I trust.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, we'll see.
Okay, Dave, I'm sorry, I gotta split. My cold medicine's wearing off, and I am about to start hacking.
While we're on here, you should get. We own like a health food shop, so get some black seed oil. It tastes really gross, but you'll be done with that in 2 days. If you take that in the morning, take it at night. Black seed oil literally eradicates mucus in the body and colds and all the stuff that's going around right now. So black seed oil. Look up oregano, and look up colloidal silver. Always have those 3. They're natural antibiotics. So I was like, I need you'll feel better in 3 days. I promise. Just go look those up.
Okay, Dave, So if Dave just sends me any seed oil and like blesses it, does that count, or does it have to be? Is it specific?
I'll send you some seed oil. Don't worry.
Oil that Dave gives you, don't.
It's like, dude, I've been drinking this stuff, and like, I really want to say the N word, dude. I can't figure it out, but I feel like I need to. Like, it's in me.
Even more than normal, which is a
even
lot.
more than
like food. Are you talking about? I get it. I like literally that like went over my head, like literally. That is so
sorry.
bad.
Jackson and I are 12 years old, so I apologize, Hunter.
That's really funny. Yeah. No, I was just like, he's white. We're fam, you know. Just we're all fam.
Yeah.
what's the saying?
Oh yeah, in the club.
In the club.
Yeah, we're all fam. Yeah.
Dave's white.
All right,
thanks, guys. It's nice to meet you, Hunter.
Nice to meet you. Get that stuff, okay?
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Bye.
Guys and girls, don't forget, after this race, we will be heading over to the Moto Academy app where you guys can join in with Ray Venzer, who will be streaming this race inside the app so that we can bench race and do all this cool stuff. It will be immediately after this next skate drop. Don't forget, guys, if you start seeing some cool clips pop up from gear companies around the way, just know they're not going to be as cool as FXR. FXR Moto is our premier sponsor for the program. They've been helping us out for a number of years, and they are phenomenal. Not only is their content great, but their gear is even better. FXRracing.com. Check those guys out. Use our promo codes below. Shout out to Flow Vision Goggles, Phoenix Handlebars, Speed and Sport Adventure Tours, Evans Power Coolant, Moto Tape, Send It for Jesus, as well as the great people over at the Moto Academy. Use your Moto Academy promo code to save big on the Collective experiences. And if you guys are going ahead to a race this season, make sure you do it with us. We can get you hooked up with some amazing all-access experiences, as well as internships to work hands-on with those teams. Hunter, you did it with us last year. What was your impression of the Collective and some of our programs that we have going on?
Yeah, it was so fun. I'm looking forward to definitely going to Supercross this year and checking it out. It was such a fun experience for people who have like not done it before or don't even know what they're getting into. I highly suggest you do this. Do the Collective experience. It's a very fun experience. We were able to get behind the scenes access. Got to see what all the pits look like. Got to talk to some riders. Got to see stuff that you just really won't ever see in general because we're all kind of doing the normal general admission. This is way different experience. It was just a really cool experience in general, meeting people, getting really cool connections. And yeah, I just think y'all should check this out. I don't want to give y'all too much, but I really do think it's something that you don't get all the time when you go to Supercross in general. So yeah, y'all go 100%. Check it out.
Hunter also got a chance to intern with the Rip and Ruts team with Creo. And she spun some wrenches, got to learn some like inside KTM tricks for like maintenance from like the top guys. It was super cool. We got some rig tours. Hunter was like in there wheeling and dealing inside the rigs. Like it was super cool. So we want to make sure that you guys get hooked up with that as well. Guys, send me a message inside the what's an Instagram or the Moto Academy app, or contact at thecollectivexp.com, at thecollectiveex on Instagram. Let me hook you guys up, give you the same experience Hunter got. But save you some money. Why not? Head to thecollectivexp.com and let's make it happen for you today. Hunter, we got one more gate drop before we, go inside the app and stuff. This next group, I think, is 250s. If you had to pick between East Coast versus West Coast, what would you pick and why?
That's a hard one because I don't really know. Like, I just feel like I'm going to go with like West Coast. I just feel like, I think it has to do with the dirt and how they train and the weather and all that stuff. So I just feel like maybe they get an advantage with having to deal with like dry dirt, stuff like that. So I don't know. I couldn't really tell you, but that would be my guess, is like all these guys that are coming from different areas, they have different challenges that we don't have here. So maybe they come in a little bit more prepared, they have something maybe to their advantage compared to coming to different places to ride. So I don't know. I would say West Coast.
Gotcha. I'm going opposite. I would be all over the East Coast. Like I find the East Coast Supercross just so much more like fun, but like I love my West Coast families for sure. But the tracks to me are just more exciting. I enjoy the cities more, like traveling to those cities for the races and stuff. To me, it's just such a freaking blast. Like I really enjoy
Yeah.
those. But I feel like the dirt would be a little bit more forgiving, a little softer, and your boy likes to crash. So that might be a
Yeah.
little bit better for me. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped on that. Um, but another thing I wanted to bring up, Hunter, was we're seeing like some young guns making some noise, and I know I asked I don't know if you were on yet, but I asked Jackson if there's anybody that he likes or dislikes, anyone that's making him like raise an eyebrow or something like that this season. Like, who is that person for you, either good or bad, that's like kind of surprised you?
Yeah, I think I had jumped on right when you were kind of talking about it. But Deegan is obviously somebody that is a younger guy coming out.
Mhm.
He just kind of impressed everybody. I think that like there's going to be negative and there's going to be positive with everything. Any type of writer that comes up that's trying to
Mhm.
show their stuff, and I just feel like he's a great writer. He's had this background for a little while, and I like him. So there's nothing wrong. I feel like people are really hating on him or they really love
Mhm.
him, and I'm one of the ones that just love him. And I maybe he's a little cocky at. I don't care. You kind of have to have
Yeah.
that kind of like get all attitude. You have to feel like I'm in here to win it. So that's what he's bringing to the table. So yeah,
Yeah.
I really think that he's going to do really well. Um, I think he'll be in 450s before, or he's doing 450s. Right? Yeah, he jumped up like last year, right?
Who's that? Deegan?
Deegan.
No, he's still 250.
Okay, for some reason I thought no. So they're wanting him. They're I feel like they don't
Someone,
want to rush it.
someone,
I feel
someone
like they
was
don't want to
talking
rush it.
about it. Yeah,
They
someone was
don't want to
talking about
rush
it.
it. I feel like, but I felt for some reason that they were, yeah. So I just feel like he's gonna get in 450s really quick. I feel like he's
Mm.
already kind of pushing that. So yeah, do you
Who?
like? Oh, look at that! Who was
Okay, we
that?
got Bowman. We got Bowmare, and then we got Deke. Oh, Bowmare went down again. Oh my gosh,
I thought that was
dude.
yeah. I didn't know who that was. I was like, oh, dang
Bowmare
it.
went down right in front of Deegan again. Dude was the fastest qualifier and was supposed to be shutting down Deegan in terms of like all of the smack
He was
talk and
right in the
stuff like
front, but
that.
I don't know what happened there. I look up and he's like on the ground.
This is such a yeah. It's driving me absolutely insane. The fact that this keeps happening, Hunter. What the heck?
Bomir, is
Uh,
he? I haven't really seen him around. He's pretty new, huh?
yeah, he
Really
came
seen
on the
his
scene I
face.
think last year, but he's our points leader in 250s. He beat Deegan more consistently than anybody else, and got nabbed to win. So I was looking
Yeah,
forward to like a little bit of parity in the class and somebody that can like mix it up with Deegan a little bit, which seems like he's got the speed to. But man,
yeah,
this slick stuff you mentioned it, you called it out, Hunter. It's given this guy a nightmare of time,
yeah.
and he's caused like two pileups I think so far. So.
I like it to be
Uh,
challenging. I kind of want to see because these guys are the best, right? They're really good, and I want to see how they
yeah,
can perform under pressure. So
Oh no, for sure. Same. I want to see some good racing. I want to see people like jockeying for spots, and I think that's what makes it super exciting. Going to the chat, we got Bunny Man in here. What's up, Bunny Man? We got the real GP tuning in live. Dude's at the stadium, so pumped that he's in there. We got Arvens.
dang,
Don't forget, guys, we're gonna be Arvens is gonna be taking over in the app. If you're not part of the Moto Academy, you should be. Hunter, you got to get in the Moto Academy app. Was goes without saying. I think you should. You'd love it, and we need some more Hunter Garcia in our lives, of course. And Bunny Man saying, Hunter, if I don't take that deal at the bikes, hit up Bunny Man. He said he'll take it over, so he'll definitely take you up on that offer. I am. We'll talk after this because I do need a new bike, and you're like the perfect person to talk to about it. So we'll see if you
definitely.
can get me
Yeah.
off the green and maybe go blue or something. So
Well, I
we'll
can't wait.
see.
That'll be amazing time if I'm able to do that. We'll see. We'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
we'll make it happen. Okay, we got Cole Davies out front of Moseman and Deegan in third. Do you think Deegan, after watching the first one, rather, do you think Deegan can get this overall in the Triple Crown, or do you think Cole Davies has him covered so far? Because he won the first one and he's out front again, so Davies looks like he's running away. Like, what do you think?
I think he's riding really good. Davies is riding really good right now, but Deegan usually comes through. I don't know, and I always stick to the guys who I know are gonna pull through.
Mhm.
So we'll see. I'm gonna say Deegan. I'm gonna say Deegan's gonna pull through. We'll see.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see what happens because look at that. That's a really good line around the outside. Deegan knows how to ride, but I mean this track is slick. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous. And Davies is not one to like falter in terms of like getting nervous or getting scared or having that pressure applied. Like he's pretty like even keel. So this one will be interesting. I
Yeah, and
do
he's
want to
already out
say,
there. He's kind of got the lead a little bit, so he's got a little bit
yeah,
of time to just relax and not
for sure,
rush.
for sure.
But he's gaining on him. We're gonna find out.
No, he is. It's getting a little bit, but I don't know. Davies is quick. I talked about this with AJ Cat on the Moto Academy podcast last week, I think, and how important it is for obstacles to be placed in the right spot, and it makes the tracks not only flow better, but it makes for better racing, and you can really see that, like the riders take full advantage of that obstacle instead of like tiptoeing around certain things. I
Yeah,
think what they did really good with this track was the utilization of the big footprint, the long straights, but also, oh my gosh, Deacon is just launching.
he's
I
being
love the
kind of reckless a little bit.
a little bit,
Getting
right?
closer.
He's right. He's on the line. I love the fact that they put the uh the sand section after a pretty fast
Slow him
rhythm
down, trip
section.
him up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and like so you can
Oh,
see him come hit it with speed, but also like you mentioned, it robs some power, robs some speed, and then it leads him into another wall, which are Deacon's absolutely sending. I love the fact that they're starting to do this more, where they're putting the right obstacles in the right spot. And
yeah,
as
I
a
agree.
racer, I think it makes for some really cool stuff. So
I wonder if, like,
we'll
I would like
see.
to know the background, like, if you have riders telling the track, like the people who are, like the track guys, people who are going
Mhm.
in and like shaping the track, do they have their input? Like, hey, no, I want this to feel like this. I wonder if the guys who are creating the track are the ones who have ridden before. They have an idea, or you know what I mean? Do they get that input or not really? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I think a lot. If there's some gnarly like obstacle or something that doesn't work well, riders can voice their opinions. I know they're pretty good about like safety items. Like if there's a rock, for example, out there, or like hey, this slip's a little bit too big, kicks us too high, or like hey, this landing's a little bit too peaked for this triple that you're trying to get us off of. Um, yeah, they can voice concerns, and they'll listen stuff if there's enough people, but I think if when it comes to actual layout and like where the obstacles are, I think they're pretty much like, yeah, what you get is what you get. We'll tame down certain things or build up certain things, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna take out a triple because you guys are complaining. You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah, I
I
don't.
mean,
Yeah, I don't think they would
from an
complain
obstacle
about.
standpoint.
Yeah, like maybe they would want it maybe a bigger jump, or something like that. They're definitely not going to tame it down, but I wonder if they're like, hey, we
Yeah,
want this to, we want a quad out of this. Can you just make this lip a little bit better? I don't know, but I'm sure
yeah,
that they listen and kind of
yeah, yeah, for
reshape
sure.
it
Here
if
and
they need
there.
to.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, if I had to hit a quad, I would be complaining. I don't like triples. I don't like doubles. I don't
Yeah,
like I don't like none of it. I'll do it
yeah.
if I have to, but
If it was a good
which is
flow,
weird.
you would do it. I feel the same way. Like I only feel good if it's like a good flow. I'm not going to go to a beat up track like at the end of the day and try to start tripling at it. I'm not going to do that.
Oh no,
Much.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know if you're in this same position, Hunter, but like do you like feel like when like you were younger, you do a lot more crazy stuff on your dirt bike? Like he's like you got to
Definitely. Yeah,
work on
you don't have
Mondays.
that fear. You haven't been hurt
Yeah.
then. You didn't really know what it was like.
Like I'll look at some of the pictures of me at like my first year in the 450. I was like 19 or 18 or something, and I'm like, dude, the stuff that I was sending, like 100-foot like doubles and just stupid stuff out of corners, like, and I look at that now, I'm like, what an idiot! Like I would never try that now. I'm like, dude, my knees. I gotta work tomorrow. Like that would drive.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
I would
we get
never do some of that
a little
stuff
bit more
now.
wise when we get older. We're like, actually, I don't know if I'm gonna hit that today. It doesn't look like it's something I want to hit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not. If you see me at the track rolling stuff, your boy's tired. I'm
yeah,
not trying. I'm
it's
not trying to do
okay.
any of that.
It's
Yeah,
good. I feel like at some point, their brain starts like developing, or it stops developing at a certain point. I think you'll get to a point where you're like actually like what's the word? It's just what is it? I can't even think of the word right now. But you're basically like I can't think of the word right now. But you're not gonna hit it because you know you're gonna get hurt. So you're like, I'd rather
yeah.
actually
With that
not do that because I know I
self-preservation.
have to go to work to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I was doing that a little earlier, talking to my dad about certain stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, remember that jump, that like 110-foot table? out of this like loamy corner or something. I was like, yeah, what the heck was I thinking? Like, there was no need, you know. So yeah, it's just watching like Deegan do some of this stuff. It's like, oh man,
they're kind of young and they don't really.
Yeah, I'm like that's some young boy like brashness that.
The word is nuts. Calculated risk, and when you're young, you do not have that. You're not calculated. You're just like, I'm just gonna jump that. It looks fun, But we're like a little bit,
there's
Deegan
girls
has
watching.
No
I'm gonna send
risk.
this.
He's like, I'm just gonna launch it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah.
I am.
But we
I'm
also
pretty
want to keep
impressed.
writing too. So we're like, I'm gonna do this. I want to do this so I can keep writing. I don't want to get hurt.
I want to keep it up 100%. I'm impressed with Hunter Yoder on the PRMX team. Shout out to them, and shout out to Partzilla, who's a new sponsor of ours. Guys, make sure if you're looking for OEM parts and accessories, partzilla.com is the place to go. And they filled their own team. They are the Partzilla PRMX race team. Go support the guys that are supporting the sport, fielding teams and doing stuff like that. They have all the stuff you could ever want, as well as some truck accessories too. So check that out as well. But I'm really impressed because they're not like the most well-known team, but Yoder is like top 10 pretty consistently. And in this day and age, if you're top 10 in Supercross, you are a bad dude. And I don't think it gets talked enough about just how fast this kid is. So I'm stoked to see that. And his mechanic is actually one of our past interns, our intern alumni. He was in the program for a little while and got hired up. A team called me and said, hey, we're looking for a kid. Do you have any recommendations? And I was like, yep, got a guy who worked with a couple other teams. I like him a lot. He's part of the family, and sent him on through. And boom, look where he's at. So the program does work, folks, if you're looking for an opportunity. Hunter, Cole Davies still 2 seconds in front of your pick, Deegan. What does this mean for Deegan, man? Is this going to start rocking his confidence?
I don't think so. I think he's just giving a little bit of confidence, making him feel like he's just gaining those 2 seconds. But I think once we get closer, we're already in the final lap. So I think he's going to pull through. He has a little bit more aggression in him, I'm sure. We'll see if he can pull through.
Davies is Davies is fast. Have you been seeing all of like the back and forth, the social drama between Ballmeyer and Deegan?
I haven't. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Deegan's been talking some crap, putting out memes, talking about Ballmeyer, and Ballmeyer's putting out stuff talking about Deegan. Deegan will comment on his, saying some pretty sus stuff like he kind of put him into a berm or knocked him down actually last weekend. And was like, yeah, take it like a good boy or something. And a little sus, a little weird, but
do you think it's just for fun? Like they're just doing that just to like fake drama, or do you think it's like real? Do you think that's real?
I 50-50. I think a little bit, it's a little bit fabricated, a little bit forced, but also like they have egos, so and look at that. Cole Davies went back to back, Hunter. I mean,
he was real close though, like I mean, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to Davies.
He caught up. Yeah. No, he definitely caught up. But man, this is really spelling disaster for.
No, but he kept it. He was very consistent the whole time. Like didn't that gap. He kept that. Didn't close that gap. So he did really good that race. Deegan was right there. I'm sure it definitely made him upset, but he rode really good too. So can't be too mad about it.
No, I think it's gonna be sick, and I'm so stoked that Davies is like really, really being consistent every weekend and really showing these guys what's up. Like he's got a really cool demeanor about him too. So I love that aspect. Hunter, this has been super, super fun. Of course, everyone, that we're going to go over to the Moto Academy app where your very own Ray Venz in the chat is going to be hosting the watch party over there. Don't forget, use our promo codes below. I won't be hosting next week. I'll be at Tampa, but maybe we can get somebody to hop on and do a whole hosting thing. Please be sure to follow Hunter on Instagram. Hunter, where can people find you again?
They can find me on Instagram and TikTok, motobabe_. I'm going to start posting a lot more stuff of how I got into riding. And I have a lot of people who are just always asking me, how do I get started? What bike should my kid start riding? I'm just going to give y'all a little bit more information out there. So yeah, follow if you like.
I love that. And don't forget, Hunter just came out with a new calendar too. So please make sure you go cop your own calendar. Motivate herself.
Thanks.
Yep. She's been working really hard at it. This girl puts a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the sport. So make sure you go support her. Yeah, and just show some love. We're gonna have her linked below again. And I'm also gonna do some trivia really quick before we head off. The first person to DM us on Instagram at thecollectiveex on Instagram, you all should be following. The first person who comments and tells me not only Hunter's race number, but the year of her bike. If you can figure that one out, we're gonna send you a FXR prize pack. And Hunter, we gotta do.
That's a good deal. You guys already know. I posted out there. You gotta figure it out.
Exactly. So you make sure you follow her, Hunter. We're gonna do some. We gotta do a cool giveaway with the calendar at one point.
Yeah, I have some calendars for you guys. I got more because everybody was asking for them. I got one for Dave if he wants it. We got to hang out soon and ride soon. But yeah, you guys, I have some calendars for y'all. Hopefully, you're the lucky winner.
Sweet. Hunter, thank you so much, guys in the chat. Thank you so much. Again, head over to the Moto Academy app. I appreciate every single one of you guys. It's awesome. Really appreciate it. Bunny Man, you need to be in the app, buddy. You need to be in the app. Hit me up on through DMs, all of you guys. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Hunter, thank you again.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
We'll see you. Bye.